The newly released video that is showing what happened the night of a demonstration that turned violent at an ICE detention facility in Alvarado. And the release of the evidence is coming one day after 8 people were sentenced to decades behind bars for the attack that injured a police officer. Amelia Magavro in the newsroom tonight. I know you've been going through the files. They just came out this evening. It's been a long night sifting through everything. But what are you finding?
Yeah, Doug, we spent hours today combing through dozens of video, audio files and picture files, everything from the frantic 911 call to surveillance video and police dash and body camera footage. And those records all reveal moment by moment what exactly unfolded that night. We do want to warn you, though, some of what you're about to see might be hard to watch.
Who shot?
Newly released video from federal court files shows the chaos that erupted outside the Prairieland ICE Detention Center last July 4th, all as a group of protesters attacked and vandalized the Alvarado facility. Fireworks light up the sky and damage to a guard shack is all caught on camera. Inside, a receptionist called 911 as the situation spiraled.
Yes, we need the police to come out to Prairieland Detention Center. I don't know what's going on outside. They just told me to call.
Okay, you don't know what's going on?
No, sir. Lieutenant told us to call. I think they're doing fireworks.
Stop!
But the most dramatic video captures the moment Alvarado Police Lieutenant Thomas Gross was shot in the shoulder.
He's running! Get on the ground! I'm hit!
You good?
No, I'm hit. My back.
You're in the back? Oh, hey.
He shot me in the neck, my back.
Yeah, I got him. Okay. Hey, you're good. Where'd they go?
I know that they ran off that way.
Gross survived the shooting, but 9 people were found guilty back in March. Prosecutors identified Benjamin Song as the group's leader, and this week he was sentenced to 100 years in prison. The others receiving sentences ranging from 30 to 70 years.
I thought it was a peaceful protest.
More than a dozen people in all were arrested in connection with the attack.
This is like a targeted hit on Prairieland.
And video and photos revealing what investigators found afterward, including multiple handguns, assault rifles, and tactical gear, evidence that was all shown to the jury. And during the trial back in March, prosecutors argued the group carried out a premeditated terrorist attack on the detention facility inspired by Antifa ideology. And defense attorneys maintained the group gathered to protest, not to carry out a coordinated attack. And they're planning to appeal the sentencing. Doug, back to you.
Amelia Magavro, thanks very much for taking us inside that. New developments tonight in a massive Medicare fraud investigation that the CBS News Texas I-team has been tracking for months. What started with suspicious charges on seniors' Medicare statements led us to a small Austin office. It is now linked to a multi-billion-dollar international fraud scheme. This thing is huge. And this man, who I'm going to show you in a photograph, just named in the case, was just brought back to the United States after being captured overseas. Bring investigative reporter Brian New into the picture now. So talk to us about not only who he is, but how big this thing really is.
Doug, this is what we suspected all along, that the one Texas company that we discovered that was stealing from Medicare and private insurers is just one piece of a much larger criminal fraud operation. When we walked into this North Austin office 6 months ago,
hi, how are you?
We saw the alleged operation up close. Boxes packed with medical and insurance records, and 2 employees who told us they knew nothing about what was going on.
Oh, wow.
So this is all news to you?
Yes. I did not know.
Listed as a medical supply company, prosecutors say Centurion Medical was actually a shell created for the sole purpose of defrauding insurers. The first person tied to this alleged operation was Nika Machudazi, but we now know he wasn't working alone.
Over the weekend, we conducted the foreign transfer to custody of a defendant who is allegedly connected to another $3.7 billion in intended loss.
This week, the Department of Justice announced a nationwide healthcare fraud crackdown, charging more than 450 defendants, including this man, Ibrahim Hilmi. He was arrested in northern Cyprus, then flown to Miami to face federal fraud charges. Prosecutors say Hilmi and Machudazi were a part of the same criminal network. Court records show Machudizy briefly took control of a Florida company registered inside this South Florida office building. Then ownership shifted to Hilmy. Prosecutors say this back and forth was intentional, designed to hide who was really running the scheme. It's the same playbook we uncovered here in Texas. Investigators say the group would take over small medical supply companies, swap out names on the paperwork, then bill Medicare for urinary catheters that patients say they never ordered or received.
When I first got the notice from my husband from Medicare summary, it had the charges, and I said, "What the hell is this?"
Seniors told us they only discovered the fraud after opening their Medicare statements.
There were no doctors. We never went to any doctors for this. They just paid it out. Nobody checked.
In January, the FBI tracked Machudizy from his Austin apartment and arrested him before he could flee the country. Hilmy managed to flee the U.S., but he didn't get far.
Now, in total, investigators say this network submitted more than $3 billion in fraudulent claims, making it one of the largest Medicare fraud cases, Doug, that they have ever seen.
Brian, I've watched. You've been reporting on this type of fraud for more than 2 years. Before this, it was other shell companies. But the bottom line is anything actually being done to stop this as we look forward?
Yeah, federal prosecutors say yes, and they say that these arrests show that their new approach is working. For years, they told us the system was pay and chase. Claims were paid first, investigators then try to recover the money. But that proved to be ineffective. Now the Justice Department is using real-time data analytics to spot fraudulent claims, Doug, before any of the money goes out the door.
All right, Brian New, I-Team, thank you so very much. We appreciate it. Nearly 1 year after the deadly flash flooding in the Texas Hill Country, Camp Mystic is now filing for bankruptcy. Comes less than a week, of course, after that scathing report we reported on, detailing all the flaws in the camp's emergency response plan recently. But the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, that now means the camp has basically two options: reorganize the business to generate money to pay off debts, or liquidate all of its assets to pay off debts. The filing states estimated liabilities are as much as $50 million. Camp Mystic says its assets, they're worth somewhere between $100,000 and $500,000. That's their estimate. It's unclear as of tonight which route the owners do plan to take. But an attorney representing a victim's family believes this filing is a tactic to avoid a jury trial, adding, quote, "The timing is a despicable gut punch to families already bracing to grieve their daughters under a canopy of 4th of July fireworks." It is the eve before another World Cup match here in North Texas, and an out-of-town game is what's bringing a whole lot of fans to Sundance Square in Fort Worth tonight. Live look right now. Look how many people are still out after 10 o'clock celebrating a big win over Czechia. Their third straight win from Mexico in the tournament. Mexico wins the group, and they advance to the round of 32. Congrats to them. And earlier tonight, Japan fans rallied in downtown Dallas for Paint Dallas Blue. Big celebration at Harwood Park. The Japanese national soccer team, also known as the Samurai Blue, going to be hosting the pivotal match for them against Sweden. That's the big one at Dallas Stadium tomorrow. And before Sweden even takes the pitch tomorrow, some of the team's fans are getting a really nice taste of true Texas culture, for a lot of them for the very first time. Our Aaron Jones tonight riding along at the stockyards.
We do steam, and then we shape everything by hand.
Justin Lindgren says his tour group heard they couldn't come to North Texas without picking up some Western wear.
Fits the color of my eyes, right?
Yeah. So at the Best Hat Store, they did just that while experiencing some Texas hospitality.
Like, they gave us free beers for buying a belt. They gave us free beers.
Here at Cowtown Coliseum, fans got their first rodeo experience. Some telling us it was at the top of their Texas bucket list.
We want to see the cows. We want to see all the cows as soon as possible.
You used to say, this is not my first rodeo, but actually this is my first rodeo. When you come to Dallas, you have to go to the rodeo, right?
Their overall take of the stockyards.
I just think it's really cool. Yeah, I like it a lot, but it's really hot. I'm not used to it.
They're just relieved the match against Japan will be indoors and can't wait to cheer on Sweden.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, but I think we're going to win.
In Fort Worth, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
We're all going to be watching. Sweden takes on Japan, 6 p.m. Dallas Stadium in Arlington tomorrow. We'll have live coverage starting for you at 3 o'clock. Streaming as well, cbstexas.com.